Right, as promised, over at Mad for Minis, I'm going to do this video for you. Breakdown of the R50 lights. Like I say, pretty much the same process when the R53 lights, which you're looking to do. It's just slightly easier with the later lights because the sealant hasn't set as hard. So what I'll run through quickly what I have laying beside me when I do it. Then I'll start breaking them down. Might be quite a long video. Might break it up into a couple of bits, but we'll get there in the end. We'll get the video over to you, and then we'll hopefully we'll have you confident enough to do your own ones. All else fails, maybe I'll do a set for you, and we'll come to an arrangement. Right, so what I have laying around when I do it, what I'll do, I'll just show you this way around. I'll go through the process. As you see it from left to right, it's pretty much what you need in that order. I always have a cloth laying around, ignore the cloth, but 2 or 3 flat bladed screwdrivers, right, a little craft knife. If you've got a craft knife, then obviously just a little snap blade. The only reason I say small is because it's a lot easier when you've got the lens quarter off and you've got it lifted. You can get in there easier with it. I've got a little blade scraper. Like I say, it's very flat, so it's quite easy to get in there. Pliers, like I said in the previous little short video, you do find you get a bit of misshaping on the actual shell of the light when you're extracting the lens. It's quite easy to reshape it with a pair of pliers, to be honest with you. I'll show you in this video anyway. And also, obviously, I've got my heat gun yet again, as shown in the previous video. To be honest with you, we're probably not going to be using the heat gun today, but if needs be, I'll get that down and we'll use that. I might stop and do a little bit of spraying in the meantime. So like I say, I might break the video down into maybe 2 bits. Might have a break, get a bit of my spraying done, drink my coffee as well, have a fag. Right, let's crack on. So I've got the lights down. What we're doing the black surround ones today. Like I say, these indie blue ones, they're ready to go out to a guy called Owen who's ordered those. These ones, someone ordered them and then changed their mind because they didn't want to do an exchange, and then they didn't want to pay the full price. So the only thing with these is I'm not quite happy with the seal on them. What I did, what I learnt with going through them is extracting all of the sealant out so you can get the lens to seat right back where it was originally meant to be. So I'm going to be doing that with those ones today. With the R53 ones, I'm just going to set the camera up a little bit now. Right, this is where we're going to be working. I will come in and out off of what I'm doing at the time. With the R53 ones, you're looking at more of a sort of tacky, sticky kind of sealant, which when you heat it, it softens up. These ones have obviously been resealed by me already, so I'm going to basically take the rings off, extract the lens. The insert will probably come with it, like mentioned on the previous video. The insert, the actual black insert inside here, they tend to come out with it. It's kind of part of the seal, like the seal surround, to be honest. So you'll probably see that come with it, all within the video. So what we'll do, I'm going to do one at a time. I'm not going to film both. Pretty sure once you've seen one done, you get the basic understanding. It's only exactly the same on the second one anyway. So what I'll do, I'll get started. Right, over here I've got to take the surrounds off. Now I'm going to select my tool, small flat bladed screwdriver, quite a small tip on it, because obviously when coming in on these clips, working backwards on the screen, when coming in on these clips you don't have much of a gap here. Like I say, work your way around. Some of the higher ones up here, they're more of a seating sort of hook rather than a clip, but literally get in beside it. I'll probably be able to do it with one hand, to be honest. Beside the clip, turn the screwdriver so it pulls it out and push down. That clips off, and as you work your way round, that one's off. As you work your way around, you'll find all of a sudden it will just drop. It will just come off. There's a little bit of sealant around this one, so it might not just drop. We'll just ignore that one. You will see the phone go on and off as we go through. Seems to not shut up these days. Let's carry on. We'll get this other clip off. Right, that's off. I think what it is it might be a bit of sealant. Ooh, watch what I'm doing with the camera. It might be a bit of sealant holding it on as well. Here's one of those hook ones that I was saying about. As you pick it up in there, it's slightly different from the previous ones. It's more of just a hook over. You can get it out far enough when you turn the screwdriver in there. I'll show you the hook ones once I've got it off. There we go. And it's gone. Like I said, all of a sudden it will just go. That's it. Back off. So, like I say, there's your ordinary ones. Get a bit of focus on the camera. Oh, there's your ordinary ones. And the hook type ones, they're just sort of straight pieces of plastic that hook up over. So I always hook them ones over first when I'm putting them back on. I sort of slide it on from the top and then get the bottom fixings on afterwards, because you're more likely to break them ones off rather than just the push clips. Right, I think I've mentioned to you before, when using a heat gun, you mentioned something about heating the lens. What I was saying about the lens going white is when you use a heat gun, you can get a bit too much heat into certain areas. Now if you're starting to heat this area and you get this, that's game over. I mean, you need to get a new lens, and I don't know anywhere where you can get them separately. So you have to buy a whole unit, then you've got to break another unit down, and it becomes a bit of a pain in the backside, to be honest with you. So yeah, that's what I mean by they can go white when you get a bit too much heat. This has all been reshaped. I've reshaped this. This is where I've brought it out a little bit and basically done those ones. So I'm going to pop the camera down. Hopefully you can see alright. Anything I need to pick the camera up for and show you better, I will do. And yeah, let's get on with it. Hopefully this video is going to help you out quite a bit. What I'm going to do, I'm not going to go through the process of resealing it. I might do. I mean, if the camera's running, the camera's running, but I don't see any need for going through the process. What I'll do, I'll go right up to the point of getting the unit ready for resealing, and I'll show you what I mean about extracting the old sealant. And yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure you know how to pop the lens back on. It's just a case of making sure the little gully around it that it seats in, the actual seating part, is full of sealant. What I normally do once I've sealed them, I duct tape down each side, bottom and top. Once it's pushed in, I hold it in and tape it, and then I leave it sitting like that for about 24 hours. So if you're doing it to your car and the lights off of your car, make sure you're not going to need the car potentially for up to 2 days, because I'd say don't rush on them. If you're anything like me with your car, it's your pride and joy. You're not going to be happy unless you get the best finish. So I'm going to start to break this down. I might have a little bit of a wobble with the camera because I might have to adjust it around. Like I say, I've had to dig this camera out. The first time I've really used it. Let's move that up a bit. That's a better angle. Right, there we go. So, like I say, before I popped the jumper down on the surface. I'm on a yoga mat. I picked it up because it's cheap for working on the motor. It's found its way into the garage. Now, the only reason I'm not putting anything soft down is because that is my soft part. But do put something down, because if you damage the lens, yet again, it's a pain in the backside, and you don't want all of the gouges and scratches. Well, I don't anyway. I do have my camera here with me, so I might do some still shots as well and get them over to you if I think that might help for you. Like for instance, I might do some still shots of the clips on the rings, because they can break, but yeah, like I say, get some stills. I think one thing I'll show you about the strip down as well beforehand. Get to see where it on the go. Whenever I was saying about the strip down, ignore this. This is your wiring harness that goes through from inside. All I strip out is I take all of these covers off, all the bulbs out, then just tuck the wires in and push the clips over. Just ignore that. Self levelers in there, that can all stay there. There's no issues at all. You don't even really need to take them off, but I like to take the bulbs out, because if you do accidentally drop the unit, the actual projector bulbs, they're not overly expensive. I think the cheapest I've seen them is about £60. So yeah, we'll not start breaking parts. You'll find that one side it will sit more how you want it. Just start off with, I normally work up one side, and then, to be honest with you, I don't work around the bottom. The bottom's the last part that I take off, because when you're taking this lens off, it extracts that way. From the way that it's seated, it actually extracts that way. It doesn't come straight out. It extracts forward. So I don't tend to do the bottom. The bottom tends to be the last part that comes out without any tools. Once you've released the rest of the lens. Alright, this is all my old sealant on this one. Hopefully you can see alright. What I'm going to do, I mean, I've put a lot of sealant into this, so I'm going to come through the sealant. Like I say, you will make a little bit of a mess with some of the light, but like I say, don't worry, it is very easy to reshape them. Right, so I'm in here, I'm pulling this, right, I'm pulling it right back. If you use a heat gun, one thing I've noticed with using the heat gun, if you heat it and bring it back, it's harder to get it back into shape, but you can still get it back into shape. I mean, if you're using a heat gun and you do get it out of shape, all I'd say is when heating it up, when you get it relocated back to where you want, try and sort of clamp it there until the plastic is actually completely cooled, so it actually sets back into place. Right, in this part here, I'm just going to lay that down. Hopefully I'm doing it right. I've never done one of these videos before. Right, in here, in this part, hopefully you can see. I'll bring it a bit closer. There we go. I'll show you here, it's a bit clearer here. From there, where I'm going in there, like this part here, it sits right back into there. Basically, this is the seat here for the lens. So when going under there, and coming under, getting behind the lens and extracting it down that way. So carry on with that right now. Let's just see here these messages. Someone won't leave me alone. Alright. Video, so you can't talk. What else is going on here? Oh, it's just Facebook. cracking on. Let's see. I do have a workbench up the top there, but I do still find it easier to do it down on the floor. I mean, you've got a larger space, and things don't drop, and you don't have to pad the surface if you've got one of these mats. So, right, an extract. You see the light is actually deforming. I'm getting beyond the lens, and I'm actually coming in behind. You see, there's actually now a gap in the lens between the casing, and then coming. Like I say, the reason for needing more than one. Once you've got it open, you're going to want to pop another one in there. Get to the next bit, and there we go. You might have just heard a little pop, and then work your way around. This one's coming easier. This one's going to come a lot easier because I have resealed it. And there we go. Let me just grab a cloth. Got a little bit of sealant on there because the sealant hasn't been in there very long. All the outside of the sealant is all sealed. Right deep down it hasn't. So that's what's making it a lot easier. Right, you see where I'm pushing it away? You will have to, on your ones, because you've got the original sealant, it's been on there for as long as it has, which this would do the same if it had been on there that long. You will have to work your way around with the screwdrivers to get them apart. What I did on the last one is I took a part of the actual surround down. Don't come too far down because you take out where a clip locates, and it gave me very good access to it, but that's down to yourself if you want to do that. You don't need to, but yeah, you will need to work your way around, and that will mean pulling it out all the way around. But like I say, don't worry, it's very easy to reshape the actual unit, so yeah, don't worry about it too much. Like I say, I'm going to work my way around. You can hear the sealant ripping. It's quite awkward there. I need to lift the camera up, and then off we go. Right, so I've got my lens off. There it is. Show you a few bits on the lens, and then what I'll do, I'll work my way over to the unit. So, as you can see, with the seating, like I said, with it, we'll get a better look. Seating forward rather than up. You can see it goes in like that. Bit mucky. I'll get a cleaner version for you. But let's say the sealant all needs to be removed. So yeah, lens out. Take the opportunity as well to clean the inside of the lens, because believe it or not, when I've taken lights apart, I'm really surprised with how dirty they are. It's not noticeable because over time it's got like that, and you don't notice it's very even dirt, but you will be surprised when you wipe it over and think, wow. So yeah, do give it a good clean. With your ones, with the R53 ones, it's recommended to not take the sealant out, because when heating them, heating the sealant on the R53 ones, like I said, it goes like a tacky, the best way to describe it, it's like a sticky blue tack in a sense, and they recommend don't take it off. When resealing it, heat up round the unit, round the lens to soften it back up, and use that to reseat it. That's what I've done with my ones on my R53, because that's what was recommended. I've had no issues with it. So yeah, don't think, oh my god, I've got to take all that sealant off. With these ones, yes, I do have to. To be honest with you, I'm probably going to carry on with the video, because if anyone else asks and they've got the R50 lights, I can then show them, and I don't have to do another video, and it means I've got the whole lot covered within one. So yeah, lens off, give it a quick clean. Like I say, don't remove it if you've got an R53 lights. I tend to compound the outside of the lenses whilst I've got them off. Bit of a light restore, basically. You don't need to buy a light restore kit, or light lens restore kit as they call them, to get them back. Just the basic rubbing compound from Halfords. Hang on, give me a second. I've got some man over here. Yeah, just a basic. Right way up, might help. Basic Halfords rubbing compound I tend to do them with. You'd be surprised how much it takes off. It takes off light scratches and any blemishes and any sort of orange sort of glare through it. So yeah, that could be of use. It's pretty much the same as what you get in the light restore kit, other than a buffer. But you do the wraps, so I'm pretty sure you're going to have a buffer laying around, and you'll be able to buff it off afterwards. So I don't foresee that being an issue. Right, with the unit, also, like in the previous video, I was saying about the insert's got these fixings. Believe it or not, it's actually a screw. A screw going through there. Very small one, albeit. That's the channel for the screw. Like I say, I cut the bases of these brackets off, so that I don't have to try and relocate inside there. As you can see, it's in there, it's sealed. Like I say, at the bottom, it's part of the seal. One of the reasons I'm taking it apart is because it's got a little bit of sealant on whilst it's going in, because it, like I say, seals in with it. So yeah, we've got the one that side. On the be the left hand side of the light. When you spin it round, there's also one this side. Yeah, again, same thing. It's a screw that goes through. Cut the base off. No issue at all. I did the same with my ones on the R53, so it's not an issue. It just makes it so much easier to relocate it, and you don't have to get down to the screw or nothing. I mean, the only reason I cut the base off is so that I don't have half a screw hole where I've pulled it out and broken one side of the bracket off. It just seats back in. Now there is a sort of shape formed to the base here as well, where the insert sits. You do have to make sure that locates properly when it goes back in. What I'll do, I'll take this one out now, and I'll show you the bottom one, and I'll show you obviously the brackets as well. Just be a little bit gentle with this one. I'm not too sure how well the sealant's gone off. No, we should be alright. Yeah, we're alright. As you can see, I mean, once I've taken the clips off, it's nice and easy. Believe me, it will cause you a little bit of a worry what you've got to do to get this bit out. If you do any R53 ones, I know you say you're not trying to learn to do them or make profit, but if you can get work out of it, mate, then seriously go for it. Like I say, be careful if you do get any R50 ones, or the pre-facelift, people call them many things. Do be careful when taking this out, because it does flex and so on when trying to remove the brackets. See, there's one of the brackets there. It's got a bit of goo over it. Oh, bit of goo over it. See the channel running down before it's covered in goo. That's where the screw goes down into the bracket. Like I say, I don't cut anything off this way. I literally just cut off that way. So I follow it down and cut off anything that's coming round where the fixing is. So when pulling them out, you've obviously got to break them out. And like I say, this can flex. Same with the R53 ones, it can flex, but you don't have this glass piece on the R53 ones. But yeah, if you do get any R53 ones, be careful when flexing, because there's these locator clips for the glass. Well, so get the camera working. I'll turn it up the other way. So you've got a clip there, and then there's locators at the bottom, so it slides down and seats backwards on the camera screen. Slides down and seats onto these ones, it slides in and seats on that, and there's a clip that goes behind there. You will notice that on this one there's a broken clip there, I'm not worried about that. It has seated back in properly. It's not going anywhere. I've made sure it's firm. But if you do get any and you do break them, all I use is I locate it in the right place, and then I get the glue gun out, a bit of hot glue on there, let it dry once it's been held in place. And jobs are good, really. I mean, I've never had any issues. So yeah, that's how you can do with that. Make sure your unit isn't really loose. I've had them where I can bring them right out. Basically, there's two fixings at the top, and then you've got the self-leveler, especially in the R53 ones. You've got the self-leveler, so make sure that's not loose once you've got it apart. Right, as I was saying about the bottom, annoyingly it's obviously covered in sealant. But you can see this formed shape here. It sits in this part here. It is shaped on the actual unit that goes inside as well. You'll see that when you take it out. It's not fixed in any way there. It's seated there, and it's held back by obviously these higher ones. So don't worry about that one too much. It does just come out, but obviously with the sealant that you've got, it is going to be stuck back. So obviously do remember that. I mean, you don't want to start breaking the inside part, because yeah, again, like the lens, if you damage it, I've never known anywhere that sells it separately. To be honest, I haven't looked, but yeah, I haven't seen anywhere that sells them separately. So that's that one. Right, with your R53 lights, like I say, I'm doing this video in case anyone asks with the R50 stuff. So the video is going to carry on from here and go over some stuff relevant to the R50 lights. So I mean, you can carry on watching, it's not a problem. Just going to carry on with a few bits, like extracting all of the sealant so that I can get it seated back in. I might go as far as reassembling the unit. I don't know yet. I might do, I might not. So yeah, it might it might have a little bit left on the video. I'm not sure. You can have a quick check at the bottom of the screen if you really want. Yeah, I get into these videos when I start watching them. So yeah, R50s or pre-facelifts, whichever you want to call them. They've been known to be called many different names. Round the actual part where the lens seats into the actual unit. Obviously you've got this channel where it seats. It goes, try and get a better view, it goes from there all the way around, but it only comes to there, because like I say, that insert that I've taken out, that forms the remaining piece. That's why I say it's sealed in, and does sometimes try and come with a lens. Now obviously you've got to remember, when it tries to come out with the lens, it is fixed in these two places, so that's when you might be looking at breaking your glass or your clips that hold the glass in, when you might snap the actual insert. So yeah, do be careful when taking the lens off on the R50 ones. There are a couple of other versions of the lights with sort of ring inserts that sort of resemble half of the R53 lights. They just don't have the projector. I haven't tackled any of those ones yet, because most people want either the R50 or the R53 lights. But I'm going to tackle some. I might even do a video follow up on that one. I will be doing other videos on other things as well, so just bear that one in mind. Don't know how soon we'll have them up, but we will be getting them up. Right, I'm not going to go through the process with you of removing all of this on this video, because it's such a timely process. I'm pretty sure that you're all going to be comfortable enough with removing this sealant. All I do is I run a flat blade screwdriver around. It can be quite tough. I run it round. Sometimes my little snap blade or my craft knives, they come into play and cut some out at times. But either way, whichever way you find comfortable, try and remove all of the sealant back to the plastic, because once you've then gunned in your sealant all the way around, well, before you've gunned in the sealant all the way around, sorry, let me just sort of recommend this. Once you've got all the sealant out and you've cleaned all the sealant off the lens, put the lens on, you'll see that it will go boom, see, straight back into place. That is what you want. So when you've put your, like I say, when you've piped in your sealant all the way around, with this part you just have to do a build up to match round, and then when you put the insert in, you kind of touch on it. I mean, I put the insert in first and then do the sealant, purely for the fact of I make sure the lens is the last thing to do, basically putting the lens on. But yeah, when you're putting the lens back on, you know that that point that your lens seats properly. So lens straight on, then I get the light, I've got the lens on, like I say, it's in, it's back, I then duct tape round 4 areas, and that will hold it in place. Like I say, I tend to leave them for 24 hours at least, personally. Some people don't have that amount of time. You can reinsert it into the car with the tape on. It just means you can't put the surround on. A bit of a pain, because you'll have to then pop the light back out to put the surround on. But if you need to use the vehicle, you could do that. I wouldn't recommend it, because the tape is going to obstruct the light a fair bit, and also you're asking to get pulled over. I do recommend actually having a spare set of lights. I personally do exchanges on the units. The way that I do it, I sell the lights at a price. You can then get a reduced price for an exchange for your other unit. Not only does that bring the price down for the buyers, it also gives me my next set of lights to work on. So bear that in mind if you do want to do a few of these, so maybe get a bit of pocket money. I will stress quite a lot. Let me just pop this down. Right, my ugly mug again. I do want to stress though, with doing these lights, the R50 lights, the R53 lights, any lights, I mean, you can, it's not just restricted to Mini. I'm running this as mad for Minis, so I'm obviously doing Mini lights. I am going to be doing a set of Vectra lights in the next couple of next 4 weeks. I've got a little run around that I use. I don't put all the mileage on the Mini, so I've got a little Vectra sitting out there that, yeah, I'll have a play around with. I can unseal the lights. I could do this around, and then I've got my black back lights. But I do want to stress with any light that you do, if you're watching this video, I hope you've watched all the way to the end. But please, if you're not confident in doing it, seriously, don't do it. You're only gonna get to a point where, I don't know, you're just gonna panic. Like I say, you are misshaping the unit. It can look a bit daunting when you're halfway through. You think, oh my god, I've ruined my light. You haven't. So, like I say, if you're not 100% confident, I do recommend not to do it. I don't want you guys to sit there and think, oh my god, he's just done it really easy. This is one that I sealed up last week, so the sealant hasn't completely gone off. Like I said earlier in the video, it isn't that easy. You do misshape the unit, and yeah, it's like I say, if you're not confident, don't do it. I mean, I don't charge a lot. I mean, you might know someone else that might be willing to do it, but at least if you get someone else to do it, or if you get, for instance, me to do it, if I knacker the light, I've got to replace it, and I've got, obviously, I've got lights. I've got lights. Yeah, there's lights everywhere. Like I say, the R53 ones, you've seen those. I think that's probably why you want to do it, because they do look really, really good. I've had high demand on those. I'm actually running a high demand on R56 lights as well, because I mean they're sort of £600-700 for black backlights. So I will be running. I might run a few videos on those as well on the R56. I'm not too sure I'm going to share that one too much, because I want you guys to come and use myself. So I will do some other videos. So I mean, you can look out for them. I mean, you can, I don't know what it is you do on YouTube. Do you like me to get updates or what? I don't know, whatever it is you do. So yeah, I mean, you can do that if you want. I will be doing other videos. I'm going to be doing some rear lights for a Mini. I'm going to be taking the clusters apart, seeing how I can customise those. I might even do some Vector bits, some BMW bits. And I mean, it's not just going to be restricted to doing lights. I'll do some stereo bits, modifications. I'll do a few bits. I'm going to start jabbering on now, because you lot are getting bored. Get this video uploaded. I'll get it off to you guys at Carbon Dip that have requested, and yeah, let me know, give me a bit of feedback, and if there's anything that you think, oh, I wouldn't mind doing it to that, give me a shout. If I can get my hands on them, I'll do them. I'll do a video. You can see how easy it is. Alright, okay guys, I'm going to shut up now, because you lot are getting bored and fed up looking at my ugly mug. I'm going to get these lights finished, and yeah, give me a shout, give me some feedback, and yeah, thanks for watching guys.